Thank you. I want to thank everyone who's tuning in today for this outstanding undercard. We have, again, we have a stacked undercard. You know, I've promoted tons and tons of events, and when I think back, this is really one that I'm really looking forward to because it gives us an array of something different. You know, we have, obviously, we have some former world champions up on the stage, and then we have the great Chad Johnson. So again, I'm really looking forward to this card. South Florida has been buzzing ever since we announced this card. And we're really looking forward to the great crowd in attendance and the tons and tons of fans all around the world who will be tuning into this great event. So with our first undercard event, we have Chad Johnson taking on Brian Maxwell. And again, when I think of Chad, he's a showman. You know, he does so many different things really well. You know, so he'll be looking to make his foray into the boxing industry on Sunday night, and he'll be taking on Miami's own Brian Maxwell, and that should be a terrific bout. It'll be a 4-round bout, 2-minute rounds, and again, Chad will be looking to put on a great show and possibly steal the show, because that's what he's kind of known for doing. And then we'll roll right on into a great matchup. Former unified champion Jarrett Hurd from Washington, D.C. Can't say enough about this young man. Been knowing him for many years. And again, he's looking to get back and make his mark where he kind of left off. But this particular fight will be at 160 pounds. And he's let it be known that he's going, after this fight, as he says, he's going to move back down to 54, and he's looking to take control of the entire division. And he'll be taking on Mayweather Promotions' own Luis Arias. And again, I can't say enough, this will be a great fight. I've had the opportunity over the last couple months to witness Cuba firsthand in his preparation. And I can tell you right now, he is more than prepared to upset Jared come this Sunday night. And we'll let these two guys fight it out in the ring, but I can guarantee you this is going to be a terrific bout. And then we'll roll right into the co-main, Mayweather Promotions' own. Can't say enough about this young man. He's been a great champion in the ring, and he's a terrific example outside of the ring. I mean, he does so much globally to help so many people. And again, me, myself and Floyd, we're very proud of him. Unfortunately, in the bout that we had officially announced with him and John Pascal, we know the disgusting actions by Pascal that led to him not being in this fight. And again, it's just so unfortunate. Badou has been, like I said, he's been a great example in and outside of the ring, and can't say enough, really excited about that. And again, when it comes to this particular undercard, the fans are in for a great treat. I can promise you that, because it'll be nothing but actions from top to bottom. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Leonard, for setting the stage for what should be a very exciting pay-per-view main card come Sunday night, again, 8 p.m. Eastern on Showtime pay-per-view. But let's talk about the bout that will kick it off. He's well known. He's number 85 in your scorebooks. Number 1 in your heart, though, Sweet Feet himself, Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco. A 4-round exhibition bout. Brian Maxwell will be your opponent here. Let's talk about your move to boxing. What spurred this? How long have you worked to train for this fight? How are you feeling after Sunday night?
I feel good. I feel really good. Obviously, I've been using boxing to prepare for football season throughout the year, so about 20 years, but never actually having to do it to this magnitude. Sparring, yes. Working out, yes, to prepare for football. But to prepare for an actual fight of this magnitude, I've never done it against an actual fighter that is good at what he does. This is what he does for a living. So I'm not taking it lightly. I'm looking forward to having fun after fine-tuning those things that should be fine-tuned up.
You've caught passes for a living to great success. People are going to tune in to see if you catch that fade or you're the one delivering it on this one. How does the stage compare? You've been on the brightest of brightest stages in the NFL. This is different circumstances, different stakes. How does that nerves level? I feel like you've done this before?
No, I'm always nervous. Even football. Before every kickoff, I'm nervous. To sit up here and say I'm not nervous going into something where I'm out of my element, I'd be a fool to say that. And I'd be lying, you know. I'm excited. One thing that I'm extremely good at is when there's cameras, there's lights, there's a crowd. I'm good at one thing, and it's entertainment.
All right, we're going to check out those sweet feet on Sunday. And the man across from you, 33 years old from Virginia, Brian Maxwell. Brian, you've got a background in pro boxing and bare knuckle fighting. How did you get this opportunity? Because you've said you're a fan of Chad Johnson. How did this come together for you?
Man, like I've told everybody, I'm still baffled. I still don't know how my name came about. But, you know, like everybody said, who is Brian Maxwell? It's been a trending topic on every social media. Who is Brian Maxwell? Well, guess what? Today, y'all know who Brian Maxwell is. And, you know, I'm excited about this. You know, I feel like it's a perfect matchup for me. It's a perfect matchup for Chad. The best of both worlds. Coming from a fan, you know, my running hashtag on social media has been idols become rivals. And, you know, this is the perfect moment for it at a perfect time for me and him. So, you know, like I told him over the phone, I'm a huge fanboy. But the fanboy has gone out the window. Now we have to entertain. And that's what we're going to do.
This gives you an opportunity as well, with all the attention added onto this card, with Chad being here, for you to raise your profile in your name. You're southpaw. You've got one pro boxing fight under your record. How do you go in there? You go in there, you're going for the knockout to win this thing and make a big splash?
Like I said, we're going to entertain. That's what he does. That's what I do. You know, I fight, but with this, you know, it's exhibition. We're coming to entertain the fans and put on a show. But also at the same point in time, we're two men in front of each other that's got to fight. So, you know, no matter the outcome, you know, we're going to put on a great fight.
Thank you. We move on to the middleweight division, where your former unified champion at 154 pounds, Jarrett Swift Hurd, will be taking on a battle-tested veteran, of course, and Luis Arias. Jarrett, it's just great to see you back. Is this a one-stop at middleweight, 160 pounds for you? You've had a long layoff. What are your thoughts entering this challenge?
First of all, I want to thank God and TNT Promotion, Showtime, and everyone for putting this event together and having everyone here today. But most definitely, man, this is a one-time stop, you know. I mean, everyone knows I have unfinished business at 154. You know, we were up here at 160 right now, taking on Luis Arias. You know, I'm not looking past him or anything like that, but we're definitely stopping here to go back to 154 because I have a lot of things I want to finish.
When we saw you return on Showtime from the loss and losing your world titles at 154, I saw maybe a different Jarrett Swift Hurd. New trainer, slick boxing style, but we know you as the dog who gets up in there and makes things dirty. What version are we going to see on Sunday?
Oh, listen, man, most definitely. You know, we had an amazing training camp with my new coach, Kay Karoma. We took things out at Colorado Springs, where the altitude is, and you know, I have a chip on my shoulder, man. You know, I think a lot of people forgot who I was. You know what I mean? I was a unified champion. I had, if not the best resume at 154, and you know, come Sunday night, I promise you, I'm gonna remind everybody who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the odds are or would they rank me at 154, but I am the best in the division. I was #1 for a reason. I had one hiccup in my career, and I'm coming to show that Sunday night.
Of course, I want to transfer to Lewis and get his thoughts, but on the way out, Jarrett, I did want to ask you, there's been a lot of talk between you guys on social media. It's become a heated build-up to this fight. Is it going to be strictly business on Sunday?
It's always strictly business, man, but you know, it's something up with him. He's obsessed with my weight. You know what I mean? Everything is about weight. He thinks I'm struggling to make a weight up. I fight lower than this, you know what I mean? He needs to focus on what he needs to do Sunday night because I never miss weight. I'm never going to miss weight. That's the last thing to worry about.
Luis Cuba Arias, always a tough competitor. You always let your feelings be known. What were some of your issues with his decision to take this fight at 160?
I
I mean, that goes to show me the type of camp that he had. Like, he come in here talking about 154. The fight got brought to me at 154. Then it got changed like a couple weeks before the fight. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. It was him who decided to get over 200 pounds. It's him who has to come down. And it's him who has to struggle to get down. You don't lose 200 pounds in a couple months easy. So, and he's the one that started with the pizza shit. I was eating good, healthy, clean, and he complaining about the weight, tagging me about some pizza. But you know, it is what it is with professionals. You know, we gotta sell a fight. But it's not a fight that you really gotta sell. I think the narrative is, you know, they need an opponent for Jared Hurd, and I ain't been looking so good lately. But people tend to forget that I was 19-0, 18-0 before I first got my first blemish. When I was with Floyd Mayweather, I was 8-9-0, and that was when I was most comfortable. And that's the mentality that I'm taking into this fight. I've been around Floyd since December. I've been in Vegas, training in the altitude, just like you, since December. So I'm in tip-top shape, ready for this fight. He still has to figure out how he's gonna fight. I know the spotlight is on us, given what Badou Jack falling off because Pascal was an idiot. You know, now the boxing world's gonna be watching this fight. So I'm gonna be on my P's and Q's. I'm gonna be there. He won't have to look for me, and he'll pick and choose. You know, once he gets hit on Sunday, the style he wants to fight.
What does this fight mean to your career right now? Because you've been in there with the best in and around this weight class. Maybe you had some losses like you mentioned. Is this must win for you?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely, like I said, every fight that I've had was strategic. These last couple fights were all strategic and guys with names who were in good positions. At 160, the fight don't do nothing for me because he's not proven. But like you said, he keeps saying he wants to move down to 154 pounds. This is a great name on my resume. You know, as you can tell, I haven't done not one fight. Every name that came up to me, I've taken. When his name got brought up, I said absolutely. The first thing I said was what weight, you know? So, like I said, I'm ready. I'm a true fighter. I'm an old school fighter. I'll fight you in this backyard, that backyard, any backyard. And Sunday it'll show.
And our co-feature on Sunday night, we move to the light heavyweight division, and the former two-division champion, Badou Jack the Ripper, is back. Not against the originally scheduled opponent in the rematch with John Pascal, but Dervin Colina has slid in on late notice. We're going to chat with him in a second, but start with you, Badou. How do you deal with this type of opponent switch? I'm sure you were very excited to try to avenge that close split decision loss to Pascal. How did you react to getting the news that he's off the card?
First of all, I want to say Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims in attendance. I mean, he's a late replacement. I'm just thankful that I'm still fighting. You know, Pascal is a dirty fighter, 4 different steroids, EPO, I can't even pronounce the other ones. And you need to take it, and you need to inject them, those steroids. So that's nothing that he took a little vitamin, it was, you know, by mistake. He know what he was doing. He's been doing that probably most of his career. You're not gonna, the first time you take something, you're not gonna take 4 different ones. So hopefully we can overturn the last fight that I still won with the steroids. So he knew what was going on. I beat his ass with steroids, and he had to take 3 more or whatever. So, yeah.
It's a new opponent, Dervin Colina, that we mentioned, but still the same platform, co-feature on a giant event, Mayweather-Paul. You're 37 years old. Is this the beginning of or maybe in the midst of a run, one more big run on the title for you?
I'm not 37, I'm 27. Yeah, like I said, Pascal, I'm not gonna stop talking about Pascal. Like, he should be in jail. Like, that's a crime. That's the same thing like Margarita with loaded gloves. Like, all those steroids, that's so bad. But yeah, now we got a new opponent, and you know, it's gonna be the same outcome. You know, I'm in great shape, I can't wait.
Now let's talk to that new opponent, Dervin Colina, unbeaten. Henry Revolta is here to translate for us, but Dervin, huge opportunity for you in your career. First time you're fighting on U.S. soil. How big is this to showcase what you do to the world on Sunday night?
Dervin, es la primera vez que llegas aquí a los Estados Unidos, vas a pelear en nuestra tierra. Qué grande es esto para ti y qué mensaje tú tienes para la comunidad de los Estados Unidos.
No, primero que nada agradecerle a Dios, agradecerle a Badou Jack por la oportunidad y bueno, yo vengo a dar lo mejor de mí. Yo estoy en plenas condiciones, en mis mejores condiciones. Yo nací para esto, llegó el momento y voy a demostrar y voy a la victoria.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank Team Badou Jack for giving me this opportunity. This is what I do. I was born for this, and come Sunday, you guys will see what I do.
Dervin, about what you do, we will see on Sunday night. You're also the last-minute replacement, so sometimes there can be less pressure in that regard. What do you hope to teach the public about exactly what you can do with this chance against a former two-division champion and someone like Badou Jack?
Fuiste un reemplazo al último minuto. A veces eso significa que puede ser menos presión para la pelea. ¿Qué tú piensas que vas a poder decirle a la comunidad pública sobre esta pelea contra Badou Jack, un gran campeón?
Bueno, yo estaba entrenando para pelear, yo iba a pelear el 11 de junio y se adelantó la fecha. Yo estoy en plena condición. No hay excusas si fallo o no fallo, yo vengo a ganar. Yo vine para acá para ganar y ando en plena condición.
I was scheduled to fight June 11th on a Christy Martin card. The fight came a little bit earlier, June 6th, but I'm ready to fight. There's no excuses for this fight. I'm coming to win at all costs, and they'll see what I do on Sunday.
You heard a bit from the 6 fighters that will make up the pay-per-view main card underneath Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul on Sunday night. Let's open it up now to the media members for questions. Showtime Sports' Chris de Blasio. Could you go to the first question, sir?
Questions? Anybody? Raise your hand if you want a question.
Thank you. Rick Baum, Brawler Sports Media in the building here for my man Swift Hurd. What's really going on? What's this pizza story about? Because I know you fight at 54 and you cut that weight, no problem. You just, a lot of people don't believe that as big as you are frame-wise, that you walk around as big as you do and get down to 54, no problems.
Right, yeah, well, really, originally the weight switch happened because of the passing of my father. You know, I was in camp, was planning to fight at 54, but I went home and take some time off to be with my family. And, you know, I didn't want to take too much time off, but during the time off, I did put on a few pounds and I just struggled to make the weight back to 154. We just took it at 160.
Yeah, I meant to tell you my condolences to you the other day when I saw you yesterday.
Well,
and second part question, Arias. So with that being said, you know, he had a death in the family, went back home, picked up a couple more pounds, so you still feel that he's struggling at 54. This is why he asked for the 60 catch weight.
I mean, really, he's the one that knows, but like I said, everyone's asked how he's made 54. I mean, he said himself that he's coming out for 200. I mean, that's 60 pounds. So he'll tell you if he's struggling or not. I mean, he was eating pizza and tagging me, so I really don't know. He's the one that got the issue with the weight. But I had him made set, and when they brought the fight, like he said, he's ranked at 154 pounds. He's not ranked at 160. So the fight don't really make no sense at 160, especially if you want to fight at 54. But it's too big of an opportunity. It's too big of a card. Like, we're not going to bitch and complain about the weight. We're going to put our gloves on. We're going to go in there. It is what it is. He's going to weigh whatever hell he's going to weigh, as am I. We're going to go in there and we're going to entertain the fans. This is going to be the best fight in the card.
How you doing? How you doing? This is Coach Anthony with Coach Anthony Box, and this is for Jared Hurd. There was a good point when you first came out, when you was really working your ways up and you worked your way to a world title. You was very aggressive. You came forward. You kept your hands up real high. You was very aggressive. Then we saw the switch in your style when you went ahead and you started boxing. You started bending at the waist more. You started using shoulder rolls. Now that you're with Kay Karoma, I believe, what have you done differently, and what have you learned now that you're with a new trainer that you're working on now?
Man, we just took it back to the basics. You know, it's not too much that in this sport right now. We always gonna learn more. But I've been boxing for 15, 16 years now. So you know, he just basically helped me evolve on things I already knew, and you know, get back to not just coming forward and using my size and strength. You know, to also move around the box a little.
What's your family think of this, Badou?
I mean, everybody's disappointed. The whole boxing world is disappointed, and yeah,
absolutely.
We asked for. We know he was on it the last time, or the last couple of times, but yeah, we asked for VADA testing. There was no VADA testing the first fight, and they only tested us after the fight. So we knew he was dirty. I mean, all the punishment he took, and he was still, you know, he survived the fight. Come on.
Thank you.
I have two questions for Chad. Chad, you've had a few run-ins recently with other boxers, MMA fighters, obviously McGregor, Floyd, Masvidal. Did they give you any advice, or did you reach out to them for any advice, approaching this fight?
I mean, I've been working with Masvidal a little bit last month sometime. But the past 3 weeks I've been in Houston with the Charlo twins. So as far as Floyd goes, I haven't really bothered Floyd because he has his own stuff to handle. And other than that, I mean, most of my time, the bulk of the work has been in Houston with the Charlo twins and another trainer of mine down here from Miami, Ralph Jacobs. So I've been doing everything possible to make sure I look the par Sunday night and, not like a fish out of water.
And then last question, obviously you've been with us with BR Betting for a while, kind of part of the squad. Do you have anything to say to everyone who is now getting the chance to, ride on you for, this big bet, this event?
Well, the first thing you should do is do like I did when I played, be cheap and save your money. That's why I'm still rich. That's it.
Colina.
Ryan Nelson here. I have a question for Chad. We know in your football career you've always ate McDonald's and you've kept it in your diet. For this boxing match, are you eating McDonald's still?
The funny fact that you said that there's a whole thing obviously where I combat myself versus science and eating healthy and really not being for it. Either you got it or you don't. Regardless of what you consume, regardless of what you put in your body, either you're blessed and you work to get what you got and you're able to complete whatever it is, respect the craft it is that you do. But unfortunately, the past 2 months, I've had to eat fucking healthy and it's pissing me off. Y'all laughing, that shit ain't funny. But with the twins, I'm eating salad, I'm eating greens and asparagus and stuff with no fucking taste or seasoning. I'm sorry for cursing. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. This is showtime.
Yeah, all jokes aside, that's very upsetting. Very upsetting.
Coach Anthony, I got a question for Chad, and then I got a question for Brian. But Chad, is Chad and Ocho Cinco two different people? When you was playing football, you seemed to talk a lot more. You had a different energy. You seem real humble up here. Is there something different now that you're stepping into a boxing ring?
I'm out of my element. Of course you approach it humbly, Dude coming to knock my fucking head off. You mean I'm being humble. I'm nervous.
I mean, but don't you gotta keep that same energy though? Don't you gotta keep the same energy that got you where you are? This is still a sport.
You keep that same energy when it's something that you know and you've done all your life. That's when you come up there and you be arrogant, you be cocky. That's why I walked the way I did. I'm stepping into a ring, I'm sitting on a panel with dudes that do this for a living. This ain't nothing to take lightly, coming to being arrogant. This ain't what I do. The fight that I fight ain't in the ring.
Now, Brian, this is a big opportunity for you. Obviously, it's a big opportunity for you. He's a big name. You're a fighter. This is what you do. Talk to me about how you're going to keep him humble and how you're going to remind him this is boxing, this ain't football.
I mean, I come from humble beginnings, and, like I've always told everybody else, I followed this man since day one. I know his every move. I modeled myself after him. It's like fighting myself. And, I'm going to be humble about this from the second I found out about this fight until the fight ends tomorrow. This is what I do. We're about two men that are going to put on a show tomorrow.
What round are you going to knock him out?
That has been the question, huh? Everybody's been wondering that, and like I said, I'm here to entertain, I'm here to have fun. This is a great opportunity.